Yes, sir. Dat was alweer het eerste uur en dus ook het eerste gedeelte van een gesprek met onze gast van vandaag. Een terugkomende artiest die ons vorige seizoen ook al kwam vergezellen, Jodi Pluto. Ehm, vorige maand, ik denk volgens mij was het de derde week van februari, is zijn gloednieuwe project Dedicated uitgekomen. Op het project staan in totaal 9 tracks in totaal. 5 weken totaal. Ja, alles in totaal. 9 tracks. Waaronder de 2 tracks die we zojuist hebben afgespeeld. Dat is Zone. En Zone is een van de tracks die je ook hebt gehoord in het eerste interview. Die waren in augustus. En na het eerste grote gesprek hadden we een nieuwe banger die je niet had gehoord van hetzelfde project. Genaamd Trust. En Trust is een van de 3 publieksfavorieten. En heeft ook enigszins een persoonlijke verbintenis met de artiest. Waarom? Dan moet je nog even terugkijken in geval je het hebt gemist. Ik ben alleen aan 3 we moeten nog steeds een reden hebben om het project te gaan beluisteren. Als je een reden hebt om dit project te gaan luisteren, niet alleen omdat we hem vandaag ter gast hebben, maar ik zie trouwens dat dingen een klein beetje shocky zijn aan mijn kant. Mocht je dit visueel bekijken, ik hoop dat alles na de edit er beter uit gaat zien zoals ik het nu in het programma zie. Maar ik heb geen idee wat er aan de hand is. Ik zie alles heel shockend tegen, maar de show moet gewoon. Zoals we dat gezegd hebben, gaan we ook verder met de recap van het gesprek. Ik had een aantal random questions, ook waren we terug aan het kijken naar het vorige interview. In de vorige interview hadden we het onder andere over zijn komende milestones waar hij mee bezig willen zijn. Waaronder het opstarten van een label. Inmiddels zijn we een klein halfjaartje verder en is het label inmiddels opgestart. Ook is er een soundtrack geschreven wat ook een van zijn doelen was. Alleen is het, of alleen. Hier de soundtrack van dit wordt een short movie van een van de tracks van het project. Het komt er niet lekker uit, maar het komt omdat ik het visueel zie stotteren. Dus nogmaals, excuus voor de mensen die alleen audio luisteren of dit naderhand even goed schokkend zien in videoformat. Ik probeer het te verhelpen, maar ik weet niet wat er op dit moment aan de hand is. Maar zoals ik dus al zei, binnenkort komt er dus ook een short movie uit van ongeveer 10 minuten van een van de tracks. Hij wacht momenteel op de goedkeuring voor het script. En dus is hij al bezig met veel van zijn milestone, of hoe zeg je dat, mijlpalen, die hij had opgesteld voor zichzelf tussen nu en 5 jaar. Aan die reis is ook nog toegekomen. Want ja, why not? Hier in Nederland hebben we nog niet de debuutjes van, wat zijn er nou? Wingshop. En dat is dus een van de mogelijkheden wat hij hier of ergens anders in Europa wil gaan opstarten. All Tour, zoals we weten, is Nederland erg gek op dingen uit Amerika. Zo hebben we Starbucks, zo hebben we Crispy Donut, whatever. Ik ga er niet naartoe, maar ik weet dat het er is. En dus zal zoiets ook binnenkort wel te verschijnen zijn. Met dat gezegd hebben we nog een tweede deel te goed. Een tweede deel van het gesprek. En ook nog een aantal bangers voor de boeg staan. We gaan zo allereerst luisteren naar het nieuwste nummer van Anoudé met Stal Mijn Hart. En vervolgens hebben we Die Valori samen met First Man met Set Your Body. Die ook geproduceerd is door Artistic Raw. En vervolgens hebben we een banger van Lijpen en Kevin op Bakstenen. En laten we zeggen 1, 2, 3. Daarna hebben we nog 3 tracks dat de tekst is voor het tweede en laatste gedeelte van het gesprek van vandaag met Jodi Pluto. Daarin heb ik een aantal random questions nog voor de boeg staan. Gaan we kijken waar de tracks over gaan die we op dat moment hebben geluisterd en vervolgens beluisterd gaan worden. En gaan we kijken hoe jij me makkelijk kan vinden op social media, etcetera, en etcetera. With being said, I got 1 minute left to announce the second hour, because we still got 1 hour left. Also a second part of the conversation with the guest of today. But first we're going to start off with 3 songs from the Netherlands. Then we get 2 songs from the States, or at least 3, but the last one, last but not least, is another banger from our guest of today, Jodi Pluto. So stay tuned. Again, if you want to have a conversation with me or one of the other platforms here on the station, make sure to become a member on the website, which is the only requirement. And afterwards, you only have to send in your request, your submission, and after that, we will make sure that we chop something up and schedule something in the near future. But with that being said, I think it's time to go back to the music. I hope you stay with me because in about 20 minutes we got the second part of the conversation, and after that, two more songs before we're gonna close down today's episode. With that being said, it's your boy IBJ. You're listening to the Moody Without music stream here on War Stories Radio Live, the only station you show love, you get love. Bang.
Oh, oh, zij heeft mijn hart gestolen. Zij heeft mijn hart gestolen. Je stal mijn hart, waar ging je heen? Ik had alles voor je over, maar je liet mij alleen. Nou, ik in die street, zijn never meer the same.
They get my deep regard. Yes, if they defeat the odds, just look beneath the scars. Maybe you see they hard. I say I'm in charge because I finished job. Now with that back and forth, I am no tennis star. They get my deep regards. If they defeat the odds, just look beneath the scars. Maybe you see they hard.
En dat zijn we alweer. Dat waren alweer 22 minuten van het tweede uur. En dat betekent dat het bijna tijd is voor en het einde. Maar eerst het tweede gedeelte van het gesprek met onze gast van vandaag. Voor het zover is, gaan we eerst een korte recap doen van de nummers die we hebben afgespeeld in de afgelopen 20 minuten. We begonnen vandaag met Anu Day met zijn gloednieuwe single genaamd Stal Mijn Hart. Vervolgens was het Die Verloren en First Man op Set Your Body. Gevolgd door Lijpen en Kevin op Bakstenen. Daarna hadden we Annie met Same Old, gevolgd door een collaboration van Jackboy en Ross op On All My Masters. En daarna hadden we alweer de derde banger van de avond, onze gast van vandaag, Jodi Pluto. Over een aantal minuten ga ik hem weer bijhalen. Momenteel gaat het er gezellig aan toe bij hem thuis. Is de kleine meid aan het handelen, maar alles komt goed. Zowel met de kleine als met het gesprek. Wat ik wilde zeggen, na het tweede gedeelte van het gesprek hebben we de vierde en laatste track van de avond. En daarna hebben we nog één track te gaan van onze eigen artiesten. Het is een Necklace remix en dat is een voor mij toepasselijke manier om de avond af te sluiten. Met dat gezegd hebben ga ik de switch maken naar Engels. Mocht jij nou ook een interview willen met mij of met een van de andere stations, word een member van de website en stuur ons jouw inzending, oftewel je request. En daarna zullen we zo spoedig mogelijk contact met je opnemen en het gesprek met je inschedule. And with that being said, I'm gonna switch over to English, do a quick recap, and then gonna bring in the guest of today or bring him back in. But let's see. We started off the second hour with Anu Day from the Netherlands with Stal Mijn Hart, which is translated to She Stole My Heart. Afterwards, we had the Devalori featuring First Man with Set Your Body, followed by Lijpen and Kevin on Bricks. Then we had Annie with Same Old, a collaboration between Jackboy and Ross with Own My Masters. And then we had the third banger of the evening from today's guest, In Charge, by Jodi Pluto. And with that being said, I'm gonna put some claps on his name, switch over scenes because it's time to bring him back in. How you doing, Sam?
Yo, what's going on, man?
I'm good. How's everything on your end? Because even though you was muted, I could hear it. Is everything okay on your end?
Yeah, look, dude. It's Jodi Pluto being a father. That's all it is.
Hey, big man problems, right?
Yeah, they don't look, and you'll hear it in the music actually, and that's why I like what I do, man. Because y'all will hear me speak about what's real. Like I'm with my kids, dude. Let me give you a little taste of it.
Yeah,
I'm with my babies, man.
You do what you have to do, being responsible and all.
For sure.
Offline, I asked you something about richness, or it started off with success, but especially now that the little girl is in your arms.
Absolutely.
What's being rich or being successful in your opinion?
Like I was telling you earlier, really having control of my time. That's really what I really try to do. Being able to pick up, take my kids to school, being able to come pick them up from school, stuff like that. I want to be able to, just be able to be there, be a part of the everyday life with my family. And I know in order for that to happen, and I mean, money plays a huge part in that. but which is why that's my idea of being rich, you know. So,
Which
because
is a beautiful answer.
obviously,
That's why I felt it was necessary to put that on air as well. Um, Sticking with the subject, you recently started your own label. If you're talking about success with or for your label, what are we talking about with that?
um, we, we so that right there is another baby of mine. Like, I mean, granted, I got two kids, but that's my other baby. So the success of that, I see that being so prosperous because I believe in the artist that I'm backing as much as I believe in myself, and that's a lot for an artist to say because it's hard to believe in somebody as much as you believe in your own self. But
True.
with these people that I'm working with, I actually see bigger and better things coming.
Okay. So what's on the horizon?
As far as the label, or just
Yes, yeah.
all together.
Now,
As
well,
far as
sticking with the subject, let's start with the label because that was the transition into that.
Okay, well, we got WeFo coming out probably a couple weeks. We talking like April. We're gonna start promoting. You guys will see me promoting WeFo. Hopefully I can try to get him in before you get up out of here. So we're gonna have WeFo, and then I'm trying to get Snug and them to come through. Um, we gotta set something up, man. We'll see if you got some openings, and we'll set something up as far as that. And
I'm with it, man.
for sure. So as far as that, that's what I see in the future. Okay, and that's what she sees, so she agrees.
Hey,
So,
that sounds beautiful as well.
and and as far as with me, dropping more music, and like I was saying in the beginning part of this interview, touring. We are looking to become more of a household name. So that's the success I see in our near future is becoming what everybody believed that we should be, and that's a bigger Jodi Pluto and even bigger key players. Boom,
Fair enough.
dedicated.
Fair enough.
Not
Okay. In charge because you're currently in charge of everything what's going on.
Yes,
Which is
sir.
my way of transition into the song. But do you also listen to that in the first interview we did together? Pause? I'm not sure if I should. No, I shouldn't pause
Yeah.
that. But let's break it down for those who just were vibing out on the song because it is a vibe. How do you say that? The ambience is a vibe to itself. So some people
Yeah.
don't actually listen to the lyrics. What's the song in charge about?
And charge is about being like basically owning what you got going on. And charge is about exactly what it says, being in charge. Because a lot of people talk about what's going on and what they handling and all that, but a lot of people not in charge. And this is me letting you know that I handle everything that I say I handle.
That's dope. Speaking of being in charge, what's the latest purchase you made?
Dude, this house, and I feel like I make a purchase every day. I buy stuff every day, dude.
Hey, again, that's a big man problem, man.
I'm gonna have to start charging Amazon rent because they be at the door so much, you know.
Is it that bad, and is it for you or is it for the missus?
It's the message, but I take the blame.
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. But what was the latest purchase?
um, what I just do to be honest, I bought dirt to
Okay,
fix my backyard. You'd be surprised how much a lot of dirt costs. Dirt is
scoop it
pretty
up from the
expensive.
neighbors.
I could have, you know, but I gotta buy a dog. They got cats over there, and they keep coming over in my yard, so I'm gonna have to go get me some. Have to go get me a big dog or something.
What's the how do you say that? The latest purchase you no, not the latest. The purchase you regret making.
The latest one,
Yeah, just in general, what comes to mind?
you know what, man? I don't want to say purchasing a vehicle, but only reason why I say purchasing a vehicle is because it's not making me money. Like my car's not a passive income; it's just costing money. So if I could have invested more so into probably a vehicle I could use for transport or doing some type of work in, I say that. I say that. Even though I'm grateful for what I do have, but
Hmm.
that's something I would say I would change.
Well, you could make money out of the new whip well, by doing Uber.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put on a mouth. I'm gonna put on a mouth. Oh my god.
I'm just saying, man. If you really want to get money out of the car,
That's
that's a
true.
way to
That's
do it.
true. That's 100% true. That's 100% true.
So if animals could talk, you know,
Ooh,
what animal would be the rudest?
man, a squirrel. I believe a squirrel would probably be one of the most rudest animals you could possibly hear from. Only because they are always in the way, and I feel like they don't care that they are in the way. So I could see them being a rude animal, you know. Or who else could be rude? No, I'm gonna go with a possum or all them rodents. Anything in a rodent family, I feel like it would be a rude animal.
Sounds like you got bad experiences with those animals, man.
You know, I just don't like dude. It was one time taking out the garbage, and then you're not paying attention, and it was just the possum was just sitting right on top of the garbage can, dude. Threw the whole garbage in the middle of the street, left everything right there.
So that's why
Oh,
you scored for life. That's why
Scott,
that's why you
Scott for
think
life.
they are the rudest.
They are the rudest. They are the rudest.
Okay.
Why would you be on top of the garbage can like that?
Well, you gotta survive, right? They need some food, right?
All right,
And since we are
somewhere.
the filthy people who throw their trash everywhere,
Not me per se. I'm gonna say everybody else.
there wasn't a dick towards you, man. I was just being generalizing the subject, man.
No, for sure, for sure. No, I get it, I get it. But yeah, man, somebody else's garbage though, not mine, not
Fair
mine.
enough. Fair enough. Um, since you got kids, once they are
hmm
older, what do you think they're gonna ask you to tell stories about?
I know how important the internet gonna play a role in their lives, and they're gonna see that father was a part of what was going on the internet. So I'm sure they're gonna want me to tell stories about my music career because they're gonna want to understand like, well, is it really like what you see on TV? Is it really like what they say and all that? So they're gonna want to know, and that's gonna probably be the best part of my life. I always tell people like if we was to get attacked by a lion or something, I feel like I should sacrifice you because I could tell the best stories. So let me tell a story. You'll die a legend in my eyes. So let me tell a story.
Fair enough. Sticking with kids, what would be the absolute worst name you could name your kid?
Bartholomew. No.
Okay,
What's the worst name you can name a kid? Let's see. Hank. That's your granddaddy name. Your granddaddy name is Henry. You shouldn't say that.
I didn't
So
hear it though. I thought you said Hank, and Hank is well, we don't use
no,
it as much now, but Hank was a typical Dutch name.
no, and that's what my father's name is actually Henry. So he
Okay.
call this they call him Hank. So I told him, I said, how you gonna disrespect your grandfather like that? Pick it up, put him back in the bag. My fault, y'all. That's me taking care of my responsibilities.
Hey, this is your show, fam. So whatever happens,
Hey, this is
happens.
my
We will
this is
work
my
around
show.
it.
Yeah,
Hey, we will work around it, man. We're dedicated, man.
we dedicated to this for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's my kid. She trying to play with my you got one little one and you got one big one trying to play with everything going on, but I love my life, dude. I wouldn't trade it for anything on this planet Earth, and that's why my time is the most important to me, so I could be with them.
Dope. So if someone, this can also be a kid, but if someone asked to be apprentice, what would you learn them?
To be my apprentice?
Yeah.
Watch my kids for me real fast. So,
Well, what do you learn them? What do you learn with that? Patience.
responsibility.
True. True.
No. But honestly, me to be organized and be punctual. That's like I hate people who are. I'm not gonna say hate the people, but punctuality like that matters so much. Like being on time because you don't want to waste nobody's time. You don't want your time wasted. So I really would stress organization and being prompt.
That's a really good one, man. And I can feel you on that. Pause. That's a wrong word to use in that.
Oh,
But
dude, what you got a pause dictionary over there? You just...
it's Huda. I don't know. I think he's listening, but it's his fault, man. It's his fault. I'm gonna blame it on Huda. And
Uh,
yeah, well, what was I about to say? I lost it, man. Fuck.
y'all hear all my
Never mind.
look.
I had something, but let's go on with the next one because I already said I was gonna ask you that while we were offline. Does hardship make a person stronger?
I believe it should make a person stronger, and if it doesn't, it's not really hardship in my. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not hardship, but there's worse things out there for most people. My phone, man, I'm charging my device back up for you, but yeah, it should make you stronger because my hardship, it didn't. I'm not gonna say it made me. It made me stronger, but it made me more understanding. It made me more patient. It made me more. It made me more of a lot of things. So that should be one of the characteristics of that. If you ask me, look at me, y'all.
Yeah, you good?
I'm not, I'm nervous. The kids got me nervous.
No,
You
we're
know what?
good,
That's
fam.
no. You know what? That's like to be honest. That's who I'm more nervous. I'm more nervous to perform in front of family than strangers. That's the craziest thing, though.
Yeah, because they know you outside of the stage as well, I think.
And it's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. They always try to put me on Front Street.
Plus, in every song you put something from yourself into it, and people really know you, and family in particular. You don't know how they react to those words that they hear, or even how do you say that? Interpret the words you're saying, because you can
Hmm.
say one thing and mean that, something completely different, which they are hearing.
Right, right, right. That's true.
So I feel you, man. So do you got those nerves? Um, if there isn't any familiar faces around?
I actually prefer it not be. It's like so I've done shows with I couldn't even count how many people were like it out there, but it was so much easier to do because it's like I don't know these people. I ain't gotta see them again tomorrow. So it is what it is. What they think is what they think. But of course, I always appreciate the fans, of course. But it's like I know that you can't call me directly on my line and be like, man, I hated that. You know, and that's how it is.
True, but on the other side, those new faces should be the next fan, or at least yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I get what you're saying. It's been years since the last time I performed, but I get what you're saying. I think three times my parents came along, and it was a completely different ball game, and it was like, do I really want to perform today? I'm not really feeling myself, and this and that. It just went, I don't know, way too personal for some reason, even though it was a thing which we normally can do without thinking about it. So
Hmm.
I get what you're saying. Ah, sorry for that. It was reminiscing to my own days
No,
of
no, no,
making
no,
music, etc. It was a long time. For those who are listening,
no.
I am on the way back with a project. What? That's for
Uh oh.
something else. It's about
Uh
Jodi
oh.
Pluto today. But
No, plug you, man.
nah, fam. I was talking about you and your creativity. Is there a limit towards in creativity?
No, no. I believe because I'm not a content person, so I do not believe there's a limit. I feel like I can do. I take that as a challenge. Anything that I feel like I can do, me doing that is a challenge. I feel like in itself. So there's no limit, not to me.
Okay. Well, since we also got, I'm not gonna put you on blast, but since we had talk about
Uh,
intelligence, no, I'm not gonna say what we talked about, but since we had a talk about intelligence, etc., what do you think? What's more useful, intelligence or wisdom?
wisdom. I mean, because you can be the smartest person on the planet Earth and not. Wisdom is almost just like common sense, you know. So I mean, I could tell you what Newton's theory was, but can
I
you
can't.
tell me how to
Oh, you
survive in
know, I
this
can't.
neighborhood though? You feel me?
True.
So I mean, so I'm gonna take the wisdom because wisdom is something every day.
That's a wise answer, man.
You see, I see.
So are we as humans, as humanity, are headed in the right or wrong direction?
Now that right there is the most. Now I give that question the hardest question of the day. There,
Ding ding ding.
are we heading in the right direction? I mean, that question can actually be both. I could say both because sometimes it feels like we're headed in the right direction, but things, how fast things change, it shows us how much in the opposite direction that we're going in. And I mean, it's the sad truth, but the people around me, I actually believe that we are trying to do the right things. I actually got a non for profit set up. It's called the Further Foundation, and we're trying to do, I know for sure, the right things throughout the community and try to just make things better because we got children and we got family that got to grow up in these neighborhoods and communities, and we want it to be around, you know. So
True.
in that sense, yeah, I feel like we are the people I know in my circle for sure are headed in the right direction, and I just hope everybody else is too.
Speaking of which, you already named it shortly. Well, you just did. But what do you do to give back to the community?
Man, absolutely. I'm glad. You know what? This is my first time really talking about it. So, man, you
Oh,
always get the exclusive. You always get the good stuff.
hey,
No,
and it
this
isn't even scripted, man. We go on the
no,
fly.
it's not. It's not. So the Further Foundation is something I set up to help teach financial literacy to the community and to the youth, so that they're not confused when it comes to bank loans, credit, and stuff like that, which is plaguing my community and neighborhoods terribly. And I want to be able to give back by giving them an outlet and a place where they can learn these things. And I just want to help them succeed in life because I'm not going to say that person wasn't there for me, but it's like I learned later in life. Wherefore, if I can catch you 13, 14, 15 and try to get you prepared for the real world, I mean, because that's what's there when you're done graduating, when school is over, that's what you got. You got to know financial literacy in order to maintain in the world.
True. Because they don't teach you about money in school, or at least not to till an extent.
I'm sorry, I couldn't really hear you.
No worries. Oh, I said it again. But I, I said now I lost it because I said no worries, and then I catched myself saying no worries. Uh, fuck. I lost my train of thought, man.
Oh man, no, because we got deep talking about pause. We was talking about talking about the nonprofit, the foundation and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
believe,
I don't know
but
what I was going with, but how long? Because you said you just started it. How long are you doing this community work?
we actually just established last year, so this is something I'm looking to expand upon. Like I'm actually trying to bring in more profound people in the neighborhoods and in the communities, aldermen and city leaders and stuff like that, just so it could be real support. I mean, we come from these neighborhoods and we claim that we love the people in here, but what are we doing to protect and keep them around? And that's what I feel like is missing, and that's what I'm here to do: help fill that missing gap.
Nice. It's nice to hear that you actually and well. Let's put it like that. People are doing not. They don't do enough to give back to the people. Even though they saying or complaining about everything, they don't
Hmm.
do something to change it. And you are one of those people who actually do something to change the narrative and especially the future. So props to you to that. I
Appreciate
think we still got 5 to 7 minutes left. So before we run out of time, let's
that.
talk about the project once more, and also let's start with all the socials and the way people can find your latest project dedicated.
This is another favorite part of this music stuff. If you want to find me, I make it so easy. Jodi Pluto. Jodi Pluto everywhere. That's where you can find me everywhere. I don't make it hard for you. Jodi Pluto. Dedicated on every major streaming platform that you could probably think of that I know of for sure. And This is what like worth the wait in my opinion. I feel like it was worth the wait because I put a lot, like it took time, and then it's a lot of passion in these songs. Like
which you can hear. That's
it's not
definitely noticeable in the project.
right. It's not just rapping. Everybody. See, we always used to ask this question, man. Everybody could rap, but can you rap good? I mean, that's what we going at it with. It's like, and I feel like I actually feel I could stand. I feel like I could stand up with the greats. In my opinion, I don't feel that we too far off. And that's just my opinion. Everybody may feel different, but to me, I hold my own.
Well, I think you should have that mindset anyway, because we touched on this the previous fuck that pause. We touched on this the previous interview as well about you being one of the greatest in your surroundings, and
Mhm.
it's good to see that coming back in this interview that you still have the same mindset. By the way, also since we are on the topic of plugging the things what's going on, tell the people about your label once more, also the website, because that's something which is your bread and butter as well. So everything what's important for you, name it right now, man. So the community thing, and especially the label.
JodiPluto everywhere. At Jodi Pluto everywhere. If you're looking for me, that's everywhere. And then please be on the lookout for key players. Key players is something that you should definitely keep your eyes and ears open for. That is the label started by myself and the co-founder, C-No, Ghetto Images, my brother. So yeah, we that's what we at with it right now. Key players, Jodi Pluto, we here.
Good things coming around. The next and last song, which is gonna be the final song of our conversation, is gonna be "Boomerang," on which you team up with one of the artists from the label, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Boomerang right here is actually, I mean, people listen to me and be like, man, you can't do this type of you can't do this type of music. I do whatever I want to do when it comes to
Yeah.
this music stuff. So this right here is a club banger. So far, I mean, I've been hearing it everywhere. Girls dancing to it. We might be on TikTok. We might need to get somebody to start a TikTok dance for this song right here.
Okay.
Boomerang is it. You know, lyrically is there, creativity is there. We in the works with the video, so it's coming soon. So don't worry about it. We ain't forget everybody. So Boomerang for me and my homie from down the block, Heavy Snug, is what you all should be listening to and what you should be partying to as of right now.
Okay. And was it directed towards a TikTok audience, or just came along like that?
And to be honest, I'm gonna give my boy the credit because I actually was being lazy and I just was like, I'm gonna send you the beat and whatever you come up with, we're gonna roll with it.
Okay.
So I sent him the beat and he came up with a masterpiece. My man came up with something that I appreciate and I feel like it's gonna help sustain what we got going on. So Heavy Snook, appreciate you for that one, bro. And all I did was add my touch to it and then we got a masterpiece just like that.
Okay. So basically, nobody just turned out to be something that could do good things on TikTok as well. How you feel
For
about
sure.
TikTok though?
Do I? It makes sense. Look, if use what we got, TikTok is a tool that is geared towards artists, honestly, because these people they doing anything to everything. So never be afraid of TikTok. Please promote there. Make sure your lyrics are there. Make sure people are able to find you. Use what they have out there for you to use. That's my key. That's why we the key players. I drop keys every time so everybody can know I ain't on no bullshit. I want everybody to win. We all gotta win.
I'm with you, and I got the same mindset. Well, we talked about the trademark of what no worries. You heard my answer.
No,
If I can see there's potential and you can do it better than I can, go ahead with the idea and make some money, man. That's my mindset.
mhm.
So yeah, it's good to hear that you are pretty much on the same level with it.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, I got one more good question, I think, to get you thinking for a second. Let me see, because this one is from Google though, so I'm not gonna lie. Let me see, because I saw and I was like, oh, I should have asked this one earlier, which would have been a good transition at that moment, but I lost it. Let me see which one it was. Is free will real or just an illusion?
Is free will real or just an illusion? It's real. It's real. But that comes with being dedicated to something to allow you to have free will. So free will comes with having your time, and that's what I was speaking on earlier. So it's real. It's just what are you doing to obtain it?
Let's see. I think the first part of the conversation, that was the moment I was wanting to ask this question, and I completely lost it. I'm glad that we could make it full circle before the end of the show, because we
For
are
sure.
at that at that point. Um,
Wow.
we talked about it off air, so I'm not sure about the future, but as soon as you got something else going on, please stay in touch and send it over, because all the international love coming from the Netherlands is all genuine. I really support you in the music, so stay in touch. But yeah, I want to thank you for coming on the show for the second time. I hope you had as much fun as I did and
For
felt that
sure.
you could promote the dedicated brand new project correctly in the way you wanted to do that. With that being said, do you want to announce the last and final song before we're gonna go out?
All right, let's check this out. So, let me get the camera situated right here for this one. Let's see. I want everybody to get prepared to listen to the leading single off the project, dedicated, Boomerang. It's time to party, y'all.
Go. Everybody, thanks for listening and tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bang.
All right, appreciate y'all for having me then.
Huh? What? Pluto? Huh? Heavy. Niggas already know who the gang. Who the gang? What? Niggas already know who the. Huh? Pluto? Heavy. What? Huh? What? Hey. Niggas already know who the gang. Who the gang? Everybody throwing money in the club. Strippers don't even know who to blame. Who to blame? Foot on their neck. Gucci my back. When I whip it, I feel like I'm Pootie Tang.